Today you go cross-country skiing in the mountains of Austria. You start near the village called Lungert and will follow the trail through the valley, following it all the way to the end. Excited to explore the so-called Lammertal Valley on skis. It snowed heavily a few weeks ago and the village is still beautifully covered in snow, just like in a fairy tale. You see a horse-drawn carriage driving up the village street as you complete the first few meters of your route. The beginning is done, and you already have a feeling that it will be wonderful. The sun keeps peeking up from behind the clouds and trees, shining in your face and making you happy. You hear the sound of the stream flowing through the valley not far from you. It's so calming, and at the same time you feel so motivated by the surroundings. Exploring a new place on the move is just the best. At first you could only hear the rushing of the stream, now you can see it too. The water flows right along your trail. It literally carries you along. It's a really fantastic place for cross-country skiing. Picturesquely situated in a valley, nestled in the mountains, the trail leads along the stream on one side and the last few houses of the village on the other. You head deeper and deeper into the valley. The village is behind you and in front of you lies beautiful nature. The route is really fun. It is slightly uphill, but the way the route winds through the valley and the forest is really enjoyable. Speaking of variety, you were just thinking that the village was behind you when more houses appear. Here at the cross-country center is another small settlement. This part of the trail that comes next is illuminated in the evening so that you can go cross-country skiing even in the dark. That must be beautiful too, you think. And imagine the mountains at night and the starry sky. How beautifully snow-covered everything is here. There's a good blanket of snow on the roofs of the houses, and a lot of snow has also accumulated on the edge of the cross-country ski trail on the stream. It's like a winter movie. only in real life, and you're also getting some exercise as well. A perfect mix. You're starting to get that good feeling again. That feeling of happiness that you almost always get when you're out and about in nature. It's hard to believe, but you've already covered half the distance. You're in the flow and even shift up a gear again. You have crossed the stream once, now it accompanies you throughout the valley to your right. It is quite surprising that a few houses appear every now and then. When you live here, you're really in the middle of nature. Even if it is quite remote, you realize as you drive by. What a view from here! The snow-covered stream framed by the trees, and in the distance you can almost make out the famous Dachstein mountain and glacier behind the clouds. At this moment you just love everything about this tour. The nature, the mountain air, and the movement is fun anyway. Hard to believe, but even at the end of the next hill, another house suddenly appears in front of you. You thought the previous one was remote, but this is even more incredible. And even that is not the last one in the valley. Behind the band you can still see houses further down the valley. Incredibly cool. And what is also incredible is that you're almost at your destination. So let's go! After the trail has meandered through the forest along the stream for a long time, the valley now widens. You're quite a bit further up than your starting point in the village. You can tell it just by the fact that you're now quite out of breath. A bit panting, but not yet tired. You still have enough energy and continue to push yourself forward vigorously. You absolutely don't understand the world anymore. The people who live here are crazy. In the middle of nowhere in the valley in the mountains. You can understand it a bit. Nature is so pretty here. No wonder people want to live here. You also came here to do sports and were totally captivated by it. Once again it goes uphill. Now you have to give it your all again. It is the last stretch at the end of the hill, and then you have reached the highest point of the route. It's beautiful everywhere, and yet you're happy to enjoy the view from the highest point in all directions. The last few meters are hard, but the adrenaline will carry you to the top. There you will take a deep breath, look around you, be proud of yourself and enjoy the view. You made it. I'm impressed. That's moments we move for.